So SSL certificates related things, right? So normally customers will go with the pure HTTPS connections instead of HTTP, instead of HTTP connection, so they will go for HTTPS, which means HTTPS means it's a SSL certificate. It's a SSL certificates here, pure HTTPS communication purpose. So there is a certificates we need to, so trusted by the or verified by the our CA authorities. Our CA authorities, they will do that one. Our CA authorities, they will go for the certificates list here. All right. So why? Because end to end, so many customers they will use the HTTPS communication, means browser based communication only. Browser based communication only. www.google.com, facebook.com, so gmail.com, yahoo. There is a pure HTTP. Suppose if I take the Google, if I take the so google.com or facebook.com, it everything will be the HTTPS communication. If you go to this click, connection is secure, but everything is a certificate. Everything is a certificate here, which is trusted by the CA authorities. They should trust it here. So same as like we have the sites like GoDaddy certificates, who can provide the certificates renewals, the trusted CA certificates. So like that, we have the number of providers are there who can provide the certificates. So same as like how the other business are using this one, same way, in our SAP systems, we can also, in our SAP system, we can also update the certificates. We can also update the certificates here, right? We can also update the certificates. So, which means for that one in the SAP system, if you want to update the certificates, we need to open the, so we need to go to the transaction code. Is called the STRUST SSO2 transaction code. This is for the all the system related certificates are in one place here. So the main thing is to check here. So certificate name here, names. So here we have the multiple PSCs are available here, right? So multiple PSCs. If you want to secure connections, normally the banking sites, everything will trust only if your system is HTTP or HTTPS connection only, HTTPS connection only. If it is the HTTP connection, suppose like if it's the web GUI, if I open, it is opening in the HTTP only, right? It is opening in the HTTP connection only, right? HTTP connection, which is not secure. Not secure means people can hack it. People can hack it means, so the others, they can hack the our system. They can hack the system here. So why? Because it's HTTP is the not trusted one, not trusted one. So that is the reason we need to maintain the HTTPS we have to maintain, then so that system will be trusted here. System will be certificate, but our system certificate is not valid. It's not trusted by the NACA authorities here. So in that case, the connection will fail. The connections will fail from the, so other connections will fail here. In that case, what we have to do, we need to go for the STRUST SSO2 transaction code. There we can update the certificates. There we can renewal the certificates. So what we have to do it here for the certificates. So when you go to the STRUST certificate, why it is loading. So yes, trust SSO2 is for the certificate. All the certificates, system certificates are in place, one place here. All the system certificates are in place here, right? So those certain certificates we can check it out here. Yeah, we can see here. Now we got the screen. Okay. So it means all the certificates are in here. All the system internal certificates For SSO purpose, we will use the system PSC certificates. So the systems PSC certificate means SAP system to SAP system integrations connectivities purpose. We will use these certificates. We will use this system certificate. We will use it here, right? We will use the system certificate. We will use in the systems here, right? We will use this system certificate. We will use it for the connectivity purpose and everything here. So every certificate there is a CN name. CN name means common name, certificate validity, when it is going to valid, from date and to date. So it will give the validity here. So the system PSC means system internal PSC, which does not require to be renewal means does not required signed by the CA authorities and everything here. We should keep same certificate here. Why? Because some other systems will always certificate systems means server means always other system will connect to the my system will connect to the other system will grab the data to the banking servers. So like that, the system will connect to the here. While connecting here, always certificates is required. While connecting here, always certificates exchange is required here, right? So that is the reason for SSO purpose. Why? Because when you are logged into the system, that time we need the user ID and password. But for system to system, while communicating each other, this system should search this one should trust this one. Then in this case, so we need to maintain the other system certificates to the here, and this system certificate we have to maintain into the other systems. Then only both the side handshake will happen. So it will be trusted. It will be trusted thing here. It will be trusted thing here, right? So that is the one thing here, right? So here we can see CN is equal to ECP, but our system is the ECD. It is wrong, right? So then what we can do, we can create the PSCs here. How means just to click on the replace, then here change it to the ECD. That is fine. Click on the OK button. Then now it will come to the ECD system, ECD, right? So it got trusted here. It got changed here. Same as like SNC PSC. SNC means so secure network. So secure network here. So that type of SNC, if you configure in your system, SNC is the one of the activity here. Without so SNC, this is SNC here, secure network communication. So from GUI to that is the HTTP purpose, you can use this one. From SAP GUI, some customers, when you click the SAP GUI, automatically you will be logged into your SAP system without any user ID and password. That is called the SNC configuration. So if you have that configuration, that related certificates will be here. So SSL certificate. SSL means it's a kind of HTTPS communication certificate, the certificate which we are talking about, right? HTTPS communication. That type of certificates we can do it here. That type of certificates we can import to the here. We want to delete the certificate, if you want to import the certificates, so just you can select it, delete it. If you want to upload the certificate, if you want to. So normally the certificate should not be a self-signed certificate. Certificate should not be a self-signed certificate here. Certificate should not be a self-signed certificate here, right? So SSL server standard. SSL server standard means it is the pure HTTPS communication purpose. Your SAP pure HTTPS communication purpose, securing your protocol, HTTPS communication, SSL protocol, HTTPS communication purpose. We need to, in our system, we need to update the certificates. How to update the certificates means, so select this PSC, SSL server standard PSC, then create the CSR request. Create the CSR request here, right? We have to create the CSR request. We have to create the CSR request here. So this code we have to send to the certified CA authority. Certified CA authorities, we have to send it. So we have sites, actually GoDaddy. So GoDaddy sites here for the certificates renewal. DZ cert. There the number of providers are there who can, if you provide this code to them, so they will charge something. They will provide the trusted CA authority, trusted CA certificate they can provide to us, so that so we can import that certificate into the SAP system here. So once you got the certificate from them, just click on the First, you need to send the code. The request is you need to create the CSR request. You have to create it here, right? Just send this code to the certificate CA authority. They will renewal it. They will send the response certificate to you. Then you need to import the response certificate from here. Just to either you have the code, you can import it, or you can import from wherever it is there in our local file system. Just you can import it here. So it will be imported to the here. Then you can add to the certificate list directly, like that we can add to the certificate list. It will be added to the your certificate list here. Like this, it will be added to the your certificates list here. So that once everything is okay, then all your communication is like a SSL certificates now. SSL certificates now here. Everything will be your SSL certificates only now. Means pure, it will come to like secure, like this secure communication will come here, which means so no one, it will be secured. Your connection is secured here. So no one will hack your connections and everything here. See here. So here, whenever if you open it, my domain star.mydomain.com, you are getting here. You need to maintain the your company domain name.com. You have to maintain it here, right? It will pick up from this certificate only. SSL server standard, SSL server standard here, SSL server standard certificate here, right? SSL server standard certificate here. So suppose this is will be used for the integration purpose, integrating into the other systems. So that system pure HTTPS communication purpose SSL server standard will be used here. Then next one is called the, you can see it here, SSL client, then SSL client. So then anonymous SSL client anonymous certificate here. So what is this anonymous certificate here? Anonymous certificate is, it kind of allows the third party systems that use the server only authentication, third party systems. This is SAP to SAP communications, this both, but you have the non-SAP system certificate, some banking certificates, some third party, Oracle, Documentum, some certificates, some systems are there which are pulling the data from your system. That time you need to update this anonymous certificates, means third party certificates here. So the PSC, the third party certificates here, anonymous is a that allows is this certificate if the third party system, suppose like one of the banking server certificate is there in the here in anonymous here. So system will allow the communication with the third party system that use the server only authentication. It will use it here, right? So the next one where so it will not send any certificate here. So third party system certificate here, where if you see the standard certificate here, standard use it to the communicate with the other SAP systems and servers of the same system. It uses the SSL client certificate. It will use it here, client certificate, server certificate. This is the server standard certificate. Then this is the client certificate here. This is the third party sites. It will accept the communication. This is the client certificate standard, means it is used to communicate with the other SAP system, other SAP systems and other servers, other application servers on the same system. It will use the SSL client certificates here, right? SSL client certificates, we can use it here. So this is the other SAP systems within the other SAP one application server to another application server here. The client anonymous is for third party system certificate. To accept the third party system certificates, we have to use this one here. So pure SSL communication, HTTPS communication purpose, you need to use this one. So SSO purpose, internally trust the other SAP systems, means you need to use the system PSC certificates. We have to use it here. So remaining all are the web services. So depends upon the situation, we have to use it. But so these PSCs are very important. These certificates are very important. PSC means, so it's a communication, it's a protocol specification extension. The naming convention of the abbreviation of the PSC means here, normally we will call it as the PSC. PSC means, so let me write it here. That is called the protocol specification protocol specification extension, that is called the PSC. Okay, that is we will call it as the PSCs here. So the purpose of this PSCs is accepting the connection, third party system connections and everything here. So suppose some other connection, suppose like this is the server, you are going to connect it here, you are going to use this connection to connect it here, you cannot connect it here because of this system certificate should be available, it should be loaded to the STRUSTSSO2 transaction code here. Then only you should able to communicate to the this server here. Otherwise, system will reject this connection. System will reject this connection here. Why? Because system should trust it, right? It will reject the connections. That is called the STRUST SSO2. STRUST SSO2 here, right? STRUST SSO2. That is the certificates related thing here. Certificates related thing here, right? Certificates related thing here. So yeah, and one more transaction code is here, secure storage. Secure storage, secure storage here. So secure storage here. So that is called the sexstore. The transaction code is called the sexstore here. Sexstore. So sexstore is the transaction code. Sexstore is the component. Actually, it's another NetWeaver component here, application server. You don't need to install any additional libraries or anything here, right? So sexstore, all the passwords, connections, the security, the secure SAP level, SSF during the installation time. So normally we choose the SSF key, some keys and codes, right? So which means so basically, it's a encrypted storage of the data in the database. It's a encrypted storage of the data. Secure storage is the component of the NetWeaver application server. It will allows the encrypted storage of sensitive data. So when you are when SAP applications logging to the other systems, so the storage, the passwords and everything, encrypted storage of sensitive data that SAP application that requires, right? It's a encrypted storage of data in the database. It prevents the unauthorized persons or unauthorized programs able to access this data. That is called the secure storage, secure store, right? Unauthorized persons or unauthorized programs being able to access this data. So which means the data transferred to the secure storage by the applications from data to application server to the database, or data transferring secure by secure storage by the applications in the encrypted format. So it will stored in the database level here. So when you access the data, it is decrypted again. It is decrypted again here. So the encryption keys resides in the file system of the application server. Encryption of the application, it is encrypted here. So here data communication, sensitive data information purpose, we need to use the secure storage here. So secure storage. So here normally the key should be green or yellow. It should not be the red here. If it is the red means, so they are it got refreshed. See, some entries are green. So RFC destination, some entries are green here. Up connection test. So CTS passwords test, everything is green. So some of the connections are red, which are from the some other after the restore, which are from the other systems here. That's why it's showing as red here, right? So when all the entries comes to the green, then here the key comes to the green status here. So that is the secure storage information here, secure storage information here, right? So the keys will be generated here for the secure storage purpose. The keys will be generated. So normally when you installing the application server, maybe you may observe it one of the phase like you please, it will generate the one key, right? It will generate the one key here. That key is used to, suppose if anything you miss it out, to decoding purpose we have to use that key here, right? So that is the key here, right? That is the key, we have to use it here. This is come from the different system as well. So here it will ask that key is required actually during the installation time, whatever the key, that key is required. So it's a kind of secure storage purpose. We will use this one. All right. Secure storage, right? Just a small transaction codes here. Then the next one is the W20, W21 transactions in the SAP here. W20, W21 transactions here, right? W20, W21. So W20, W21. W20 is for W20 create the, you can create the or modify the partner profile definitions which control the inbound EDI messages, IDOCs, outbound EDI messages. All those things we can use it in the, so W20 kind of partner profiles here. Partner profiles means, so this system partner is this system partner is this system. If we want to transfer the data from here, automatic transfer of the data to here mean there is some configuration is required, right? So that configuration, our developers or functional team, they will do the partners creation here. They will perform the partners, they will perform the this business partners, vendors. So all those things, they will define it here. They will create it here. Just you can understand what is this transaction codes here. W21 is for, it defines the communications port for partners here. Communication partners for partners here. ALE, those things we can create it here. W20, W21 for W21 transactions here. Partners and ports. This is for the ports in IDOC processing here. Suppose you want to send the connection to the different server here, right? So that time we have to create the connection here. We have to create the port number, description, what is the RFC destination which you want to connect it. So you want to transfer the data to the some other server, right? So then we can use the, so these connections, right? Just click on the save button, then there is a connection is created. Means the transactional RFCs in SM58, normally we discuss it, right? So that type of configurations we have to do it. So which this system means this system will transfer the data. So like that, we can create the, so partner profiles. We can use the partner profiles. We can create it here. So that is the, so partner profiles creation, right? We can, will generate the thing in here, RFC generation, RFC, what are the RFC destination you want to connect it here, whether BW, CRM, whatever the RFC destination, we can send it to that RFC destinations. So IDOCs and partner connectivities, we can use it here. That is the concept of the W20, W21 here. So here nothing we work here. Maybe sometime they may ask you what is W20, W21 means. It's like IDOCs, partners and ports related communications we can use in the W20, W21 here. Secure storage. SICF we discussed already. Service activation. SMICM. The ports and all, during the Scott ports and all, we can activate it here. Ports activation, STP communications. Any browser based request which is coming, that will be handled by the your HTTP SMICM. SMICM will handle that type of request here, right? So SMICM will handle it here. So apart from that, what other?
Ravi, is there anything we monitor in W20 and W21?
So here during the refresh time, normally we don't monitor daily. During the refresh time, we need to whatever the functional team configured. So we need to check whether it is same as is or we got the production entries or not. The production entries we need to delete. We have to recreate it here. Otherwise, they will take care of here. So here also in the W21 also, in the W21 also, yeah, the transactional RFCs, any file, so anything, so we have to create it here. We need to check and we have to define it here. Like suppose it's already defined. The communication you have done the restore and refresh. What will happen? The production data will come into the picture. All will be the your production, all the destination, everything is pointing to the production only, right? Then in this case, the communication will happen from the productions, from development. So this is the dangerous. So that's the reason. So after the restore completed, we need to cross check all the entries here. So normally, usually, this entries, ports, and everything will be created by the so our functional and development teams only. They will take care of that part, SAP system.
Okay.
So Scott, we know mailbox server, SOST. We already know SOST, the mailbox connect.
Hi Ravi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, so just an update about the CCC installation. Get that to the whole night. I think there was a little error, that's why it got stopped in the during the imports. So now all the 29 the import jobs have been completed. So I think this will be completed today.
Okay, okay.
I
Which
think
means,
I think in an hour, I think in an hour, hour and a half, it should be finished.
oh, super, super. Good, good. Thank you.
It's okay. And I'll also do the SGM. I'm also doing in that the other one also SGM. So it's actually running parallelly. So it takes a little bit time for us to finish this installation as well.
Okay.
Coming to the subject, can we discuss one more small topic, the OSS connections?
OSS connections. Yeah, yeah. That is already in the part in our scope only. SAP marketplace.
Uh,
Yeah,
is
it's
that
already
big
in.
one?
Yeah, yeah, it's a big one. It's not a small
Okay.
topic actually. Entire service marketplace, I have to explain like how to create the SAP messages, how to
No, no, I have
respond.
an idea, but is that really, does that
Helpful.
really take a long time?
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
it
it will
take long
take longer time actually. That will
to
not be.
explain?
Yeah, yeah. It's not only just to raising the tickets and OSS connection, everything. Not the longer time. 20 to 30 minutes it will take it out. I can explain it, but if I explain now, maybe people will get confused, I think. But let me
So
explain.
when will this come then?
We
The
have
full
like
OSS
maybe in the two, three,
experiment
after the
topic.
2, 3 topics, we will come to know. We will get the SAP the marketplace as well.
Because yeah, so since everyone is here, we can take the approval. If they're okay, then we can.
Yeah, but that session will not be the recorded.